It's great to be back home. Obviously, I love Fort Wayne. Like you said, I grew up here. Usually, I live in Austin, Texas, right now, and so I do most of my training down there. Actually, I am still kind of freeloading on the Student Rec Center. I just graduated from the University of Texas, and that's where I like to train. I'm used to it. The people know me there, and so I do most of my training there. As a team, we train in Birmingham, Alabama, but. And really all over the place. I mean, we just came back from Vancouver. I was just in Japan a couple months ago. So anywhere I can get space, I like to train.
So may I ask this slightly off topic, but may I ask what you studied at University of Texas?
I studied management information systems, which is kind of the easiest way I describe it is it's kind of a business technology degree.
And do you know what you'd like to do with that yet, or are you just going to focus right now on the athletics?
So I actually have a full-time job right now with the software development company while I'm training for the Paralympics. So I'm juggling a lot of things right now. I'm very much looking forward to my plate getting a little less full. But that's what I like software, and so I'm going to stick with that.
Okay, so let's get back on Paralympics. First off, now you play wheelchair rugby. My first question is, how did you hear about it, get involved with it? Tell me a little bit about that.
Absolutely. So I broke my neck when I was 13 and became a C5-6 quadriplegic. Pretty soon after that, a family friend of mine, his name's Tim Davis, lives in Columbia City. It was a ref for the sport, and he introduced it to me. And the first time I came down to Indianapolis to see it, which was the only place we had a team back then, I immediately fell in love. It was full contact. It was heavy hitting. You know, it was really an outlet for the physicality that I had missed since I'd been hurt. And since then, I played for 4 years with the Indy Brawlers team based out of Indianapolis. Trained several times. For a year, we had trainings at the old Turnstone gym, the old field house. Not this amazing facility, obviously, but trained for 4 years with the Indy team, and then transferred down to Texas to play for Team USA head coach James Gumbert, and stayed down in Texas after that, and just kind of fell in love with the city and everything about the weather down there in Texas.
Yeah, one of my friends was down there for a while. Loved Austin. I'm not really sure why he came back, but anyway. Talking about the Paralympics, how did you come to the point where you're even being considered to be on the team? I mean, that's an accomplishment in itself.
So part of my move to Texas was I wanted to elevate my level of play from what I had in Indiana. It was a little bit more of a recreational team that we had here, and I really wanted to, further my rugby career, and that's why I moved down to Texas. And at that point, I became, the Team USA coach was the head coach of the team there. So obviously, that's the best person I think I could have learned from, along with some of the best players that they had down there at the time. And so when I got down there, it was just, I had one mission, and it was be the best that I can be and try to get to this big stage that hopefully is the Paralympics here coming up. So that's really what motivated me was the move to Texas, and then becoming just the best I could be.
So how do you find out, or do you know how you find out how they're going to let you know? Or
in years past, they will announce the team we have a camp coming up in 2 weeks, and so during that camp, I'm sure they'll announce the team to us. They just kind of get in a big room and they go, "Here we go." Starting, it's always alphabetical, so you have to know where your name comes to the list. It's because hopefully your name gets called before the next person alphabetically in line.
So with your last name, though, the anticipation should be, you should know fairly quickly, though. So
I should know fairly quickly.
My last name against Tina was always like things like that. I'm like, oh man, come on.
Yep.
And how many people are chosen for the team?
We have 16 on the training squad, and the 16 of us compete and vie for 12 spots. And we always cut down to 12 for competitions. So it's something that we're used to, and it's very stressful, but so we're going from 16 to 12.
So, I mean, obviously this is thrilling, even being considered, being in the running, so to speak. I guess, if you could describe in words how it feels that you're going to be possibly on a Paralympic team going to Rio, is that correct?
Yeah.
I mean, if you can some way put it into words.
It's incredible. It's been, a goal and a dream of mine almost since I started playing rugby, so 10 years now. it's just an incredible opportunity to be able to, you know, look down on my chest and see that it says Team USA on it, is incredible. And it's just something I'm super fortunate in. It's an honor to be able to represent my country, and I'm not sure if I can't put it into words. And I every time someone asks me, I start stumbling over my words and trying to figure out how to say it. And they're just, nothing sums it up better than just, you know, honored and incredibly fortunate.
So how does it feel being able to come back to your hometown and be able to meet and inspire others here?
That's part of what it's about, is, you know, getting people into sport. Sport changes people's lives more than anyone really realizes, I think. And so there's advancing quality of life through sport, I think, is really important. I know I became the independent person I am today because of rugby and because of being involved in the community and sports. You know, getting out there and putting yourself out there and becoming involved is hugely important. So anything that I can give back is, you know, I'm more than willing to do.
And I think that's almost it. Let me just take a look here. And I was going to say, how is, two more quick questions. I guess number one, how has the waiting game been going for you?
The waiting game is difficult. We are one of the last countries, so 8 countries are qualified for the Paralympics, and we're one of the last ones to actually set our roster. The team USOC, or the USOC deadline to submit your roster for the Paralympics, is July 27th, and we're announcing like the 24th. So we're cutting it nice and close. It's incredibly stressful, but that stress breeds competition between the players, so the coaches can kind of gauge how we are under pressure, gauge how we're going to be, you know, when things are on the line, and it also gives the coaches, as long as they can, you know, if someone gets injured or someone goes down, that it's good to be able to push that date off to an extent, as long as the players can stand it, because it's important that the coaches see everything they can see from all the players.
And my final question, is there anything that you want to add to our viewers that I may have missed in asking, you know, be it about the Paralympics, about today, being able to come back to everything, anything you want to add that I may have missed you want someone to know?
So this is a big year for the Paralympics as far as coverage goes. We're actually going to get, I think NBC Sports said they're going to get almost 60 hours of Paralympic coverage. So tune in. That would be my message, is check out how incredibly awesome some of the Paralympic sports can be. Wheelchair rugby, I'm a little biased. But just tune in, and hopefully we can get some more coverage moving forward.